Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's middays with Marcus Maben. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station, and it is an absolutely gorgeous, crisp, brisk fall Halloween type day.
Is it?
Steve Rummage in the building, Nikki V in the booth.
Because from where I'm sitting, it don't look all that crisp and beautiful to me. You know what I see?
I'm telling you, what do you see?
I see a tan connection. That's supposed to be gone. I see an old building. It looks like it should have been torn down 50 years ago. Having a hard time finding the beauty in this scenery right now.
Hey, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, Nikki. Nikki V in the booth.
They want the boot.
So it was pretty scary last night in terms of Halloween.
Yeah. That's one way to put it.
Texas says, at least we have football.
Yeah, no, we do. I will say that. I'm not letting that drown out my excitement for what we have to accomplish in football and what we have this Saturday.
Why'd you give me this cold water?
That's all they had. I don't know.
Do you want to? Don't drink that.
It's fine.
I'll drink it and I'll get you a lukewarm one. I think we have lukewarm.
Oh, he might. I don't know. I didn't look.
Oh, hey, we're gonna have Jeff Jarrett, King of the Mountain, in studio at 11:30, and we're gonna give away some AEW tickets if anybody, wants to brighten their spirits for that. Well, AEW Dynamite tomorrow, KFC Yum Center. We'll be giving away a pair of tickets. We could probably do that tomorrow too, maybe, but we're definitely giving away a pair today.
He's a legend. That's
He
pretty
is.
awesome.
Wrestled literally everywhere.
Is he bringing a guitar?
I don't know.
Because I'm going to suggest he smash it over my head
I'll
Put me to sleep.
in studio.
just knock Steve out. So
Well-
Jeff, what's it like working with?
So anyways, lost the exhibition game last night.
We lost an exhibition game last night to Kentucky Wesleyan.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I say my first thought is it's not that we lost. It's how we lost.
Yeah.
Because we saw some things like we've seen, like, okay, everybody knows I have a reputation for being respectful of all basketball teams, big or small,
Right.
old, young, high level, whatever. Having done it, I have a huge respect for quote unquote no name brand teams. They always are a threat. I didn't think that was as threatening of a team as I thought they were originally.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So
yeah, when you see them, when you see them come out and you're like, oh man,
yep,
we're gonna waste this team.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm sure there was a small bit of that on our team, but not enough to make an acceptable allowance.
Yeah.
For that performance.
Well, yeah, I agree. And I think in the macro, we'll start right off the top. 2 years, 2 exhibition losses. That's the macro right off the top. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the start of, yeah, that can't happen.
That cannot happen.
That can't happen right at the beginning. Like before we even get into the nuts and bolts of how it happened, why it happened, where it happened. It's like the fact that this is 2 straight years with 2 exhibition losses. That's the top problem right there.
Yeah. And exhibition losses where your athleticism doesn't even show. Mm-hmm. It doesn't show. You do not show speed. You do not show aggression. Mm-hmm. The mentality that you saw out there was what's the word, Steve? The mentality was worrying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, hey, like again, I put JJ Trainer, he's been in college 4 years. I put Brandon Huntley Hatfield, Was your third year of school.
Yeah.
You've been at another school. You've been here. I expect a lot more rebounds. I expect you to affect the games in a lot of ways. Listen, when I see a shot go up, I see 5 guys trotting back when the shot goes up. I'm like, hey, while I can get mad at the players and say, hey, don't you want to get some rebounds? I will say, hey, right, that game showed an acceptance of trotting back. You see it, listen, and I know you saw it because you said it in the press conference. Coach hasn't had a chance, he hadn't needed the chance to go back to the film. You saw it when it happened, and if that's something you can't get corrected with immediacy, then I'm concerned.
Well, and okay, here's the other part that bothers me. As far as just the end game. Okay, for instance, players get knocked down, kind of lay on the floor for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Just the whole vibe of the team was like, it feels like there's not a connection there of, hey,
of urgency.
If you don't show some urgency, like, the coach is going to kill you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's just not that at all. It's like, and then it brings the uncomfortable question of where I start to go, okay, when you sound lethargic in press conferences sometimes, is that the leading into my team?
Yeah, the process talk versus urgency talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't teach them how to have a motor. You got to do that when they're children.
Yeah.
The players you got right now, you have to put them on the court, and who doesn't give you maximum effort, they cannot be on your basketball court.
Yeah.
You cannot negotiate urgency or negotiate like back and forth. You can negotiate like one or the other. You're going to be on the treadmill or you're going to go rebound.
Yeah.
You're going to pick up closer. You're going to play tougher defense before your man gets the ball.
Mm-hmm.
If I catch you off the ball, not in your stance, you're on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Intensity, workouts, hey, you're in the corner. If you're injured, you're in the corner, you're working with the personal trainer, your push-ups, sit-ups. Like, that's how you instill urgency.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Play by play,
Yeah. And that just doesn't seem to be there.
You did not see that.
I don't. Yeah. And again, I mean, defensively, it looked as though they were getting after it. But for the second year in a row, I've watched a team where I'm kind of like, I don't know what they're doing on the offensive side of the ball.
No. Okay. We'll do that. Offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
This is one you can decide on your own. You can say, okay, that's not working, or that can work. When he says words like concepts, the coach, when he says words like concepts, it means you're attacking a particular way. Mm-hmm. Okay. College offenses are a play to get a bucket. He's made it clear. He doesn't not like a lot of, just set play after set play to get, a bucket. They don't if they don't have the confidence to go score, if they don't have the talent to get around somebody, listen, you can do a concept where you say, okay, we want to get a Trey White versus this guy block touch, right? That's great for a possession, for a situation. Concept for a situation. But the fact that you don't want to run like more just flex plays where you can get layups out of,
Yeah.
Every shot we shoot can't be a pull-up, can't be a shake and bake shot, can't be does that make sense?
It does, but here's my only problem. You couldn't do it with last year's roster.
Mm-hmm.
And now it doesn't seem you can do it with 5 stars. So who the hell can you do it with?
It's better. Listen, you can, but you leave a lot up to them, and you're gonna have to pull back the reins
Well,
on that.
that's not working.
Does that?
Grabbing a sound sheet. Be right back.
Yeah, I mean, that's not gonna work. It's like I've seen you with 2 different types of rosters now,
Mhm.
and it's not working with either one.
So what do you think? Like, as far as, okay, like if you're fixing something.
Well, here's the problem. And this is where I'm now running into the issue.
Mhm.
If I swapped rosters last night, who wins that game? If I take this coach
Yeah. I mean,
and
yeah.
I take this coach for Kentucky Wesleyan, and I say, you guys have 2 months with each team.
I don't know. Those guys might say, I don't want to play like this.
That Kentucky Wesleyan coach with our roster would have beat the living hell out of Kenny Payne. And Kentucky Wesleyan.
I think any team would have. Like, I wasn't impressed with that. Like, that Kentucky Wesleyan team was not a good team.
No,
Okay,
correct. That's my point.
give me the hardest players. Who played the hardest at the game you watched?
But I don't think I don't know that it matters about the players.
I'm asking you.
Like, you know,
who did you think played the hardest? Did you have 5 guys that you think like gave it up?
Louisville?
And I'm asking that for a particular reason.
No, not really.
I thought Tyler.
I mean, yeah, maybe him.
I thought he went really hard.
Yeah.
I thought Caleb Glenn played really hard. I think Mike James played really hard.
Yeah.
That's a bad recipe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing you put in the disappointing category.
Yeah.
And you say, like we talked about it this morning a bit. It's I don't even want to say it's encouraging. I've seen.
No, I'm done handing out like pats on the back, like at Louisville for trying hard.
Right. No. I'm not talking about.
Like,
listen, I'm not talking about.
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not talking about the players. I'm saying,
yeah.
hey, I've seen the team play harder from game to game. I need, like, with this, I would have to see like a night and day level of intensity on the backboard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
like, if that's possible, you better do it.
I know. I just shouldn't feel like I know, and it sucks.
No,
It
it's
sucks,
bad.
man.
It's bad.
But and I don't even like saying it, but I'm just like, the problem felt like it was on the sideline. It just did. I mean, I don't know where I think another coach could take a team like that and could win games. What are you doing that we again look as though we're
Okay, let me ask you this.
I mean, like, what looked good? I mean, we talked about trying hard, but okay, well, what plays looked like they worked? You know?
Again, concepts, you say, okay, let's get our best matchups.
I mean, but am I going to have a more talented roster than I have right now ever?
At some spots.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, maybe, I mean, and I might have a better power forward some years.
No,
and
listen, and
Right.
I'm saying this, if I'm sitting in there right now, I'm like, Coach, you gotta get easy buckets right here. Okay. I know just a regular zipper cut.
Antonio.
I'm gonna say put in a zipper cut. Okay. We need to look for that cut, and it needs to be right under the basket. You run it sometimes, but you don't run it enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would say, hey, Coach, if that shot goes up and you don't have 3 guys in the paint, you're letting them do that. Like, people don't realize, like, most of your points are like hustle points in basketball. And you got nothing. you got nothing.
No, but Kentucky Wesleyan did.
That's what I'm saying.
So how does that happen?
Yeah, I'm saying, Coach.
That's coaching. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Coach,
saying.
your standard is too lax.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying, put it this way. I want to separate he doesn't know how to do it. Your standard's just too lax.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how to yell at somebody who's not rebounding. You know how to punish somebody that's not rebounding. It looks like you're just not punishing them for not rebounding.
And we'll get to the phone lines in a minute. Let us get all this out first. Okay, and then since we're just kind of doing everything, and then we'll unbox backwards.
Mhm.
After the game, Oh, okay. After the game, when you get up there and you say things, and I understand it can be explained, but when you say things like we can't out talent teams, I hired you to out talent teams.
You could you should have out talented.
I Worldwide West it. I Rock Nationed it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I Nike'd it. I Adidas'd it. I hired you to out talent teams, especially the likes of Kentucky Wesleyan.
Oh God, no. I mean, no. I'm not having a conversation about out talenting Kentucky.
Like I didn't want to have it either, but he said it. I didn't ask him to say it. He said it on his own. Like, what?
Listen,
I should be able to out talent some teams.
Yeah.
I've got Sky Clark, who was a 5-star. I've got Trey White, who was an all Pac-12 freshman last year. You know, I've got Dennis Evans, who's a 5-star.
You want to hear that?
How do you think Sky Clark played?
Not bad. I thought defensively he was not very good. And that sucks because I know he's good defensively.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I go back to, why is he not good defensively now?
Lax. I mean, like I said, it looked
Right.
lax.
Was Brad Armstrong forcing something that you're not?
I mean, that's you would
Because
have to go down there.
videos.
Mm-hmm.
I told people, you're going to love Sky Clark because I watched videos of Sky Clark against Virginia. D'ing up. He goes back. He switches on a big man. He falls down. He gets back up. Guards a big man. Gets back up. Challenges the shot. Last night, it didn't look like he got in a stance.
He was in stance. But he got burnt.
But he got burnt.
He got burnt.
So why is he like that now when he wasn't like that before?
But like I say, Brandon White, James Simmons, some plays, they had great defense.
Well, because
their consistency.
you just got it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
listen,
When kids at Kentucky Wesleyan,
and when you watch it, you're like, hey, coach, I can't watch them play hard a couple possessions and terrible a couple possessions and hard a couple possessions.
Yeah, that
I'm saying
they're not scared of you.
Yeah, you're allowing.
If you allow me to use the word scared, they're not scared of you. Like they don't see.
Yeah, that looked like it to me. Like you haven't been hard enough on them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, listen, I love when you get the ball in a position, you get it to Brandon underneath the basket.
No, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to hear his freaking name today. To be honest with you.
Yeah, like I said, I could say, hey, that rebound number sucks.
You know what? Well, you know what? If Brandon's not playing well, you want to know what would help? I've got a center who scored 16 and 10 on Kentucky less than a month and a half ago, and we didn't play him. And you said because you didn't think he could guard because they had a center and a forward who play on the perimeter.
I don't believe that, Steve.
If he can't play against Kentucky Wesleyan, get him off my team.
I don't believe it, Steve.
Like, there's no way. If what he said is true, Emmanuel Corfor should not play one more second for the University of Louisville. If I could not play him because the Kentucky Wesleyan 4 and the 5 switch and they play on the wing,
he's protecting him, Steve. He just doesn't want to tell us about the injury. Right?
I don't care if no. Then you say something else.
It's just anything else.
Then it brings me back to my point. You say something. Say anything. Come up with any. So I don't care what story you come up with. Say he's homesick. Say he's not feeling well today. Say he got a bad grade on a test and we're setting him out today. But what you can't say is he can't guard the 4 and the 5 for Kentucky Wesleyan because they play on the perimeter.
And here's the thing.
Like there was like 18 answers and you picked D1.
Going into the game, I did think that too. You know what I thought, Steve? They're going to give our bigs trouble. We got to get Brandon ready.
Yeah.
Brandon didn't look ready.
No. To say the least.
He didn't look ready. I'm like, Coach, you got a week to be as violent as possible, right?
Yeah. You don't even have to be violent against Kentucky Wesleyan. Like, you don't. Dennis didn't even have a field goal. Why do my bigs suck?
Why don't they?
I hired you to bring talent and make my big men better.
He brought talent.
He did, but then he
Dennis
said
Evans has he sucked. Well, he didn't suck. But they talk about how much he improved.
Okay, well, what about Brandon? What about Manny? What about those guys? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It sucks because Nick said something back when our previous football coach was here, and he said the thing that made me the most angry.
Did you forget his name?
No, I just don't want to.
Okay.
I don't even want to correlate the two.
Yeah.
But Nick said, and it was Nick never makes a good point. And this was one time that he made a great point. He
Sometimes
said,
I do.
What bothers us the most is it's every single thing you said would be better is not good.
A bill of goods.
With Coach so far, with Coach Payne, it's like everything I hired you for is not good. Why is that?
I think
I'm okay with admitting I made a bad. Like, I'm okay. I thought it. And again, I'm not. And let me say this right off the top too. I'm not going with the fired thing at the beginning of the year, all that stuff, whatever. The year's going to play out,
right,
and then we'll talk. Okay.
Right.
And at this point, it looks like it's going to play out one way, and then we'll have that conversation. But my point is with that, when I say this, is I'm okay with just saying, okay, it just didn't work. You know, it just didn't work. And it feels like, but also don't. How do I say it? Okay, Bob asked him a question last night.
Mm-hmm.
Bob asked him, essentially said, "Well, what do you tell the fans on that?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, and his answer was, "It's going to take time."
Yeah,
that's like, again, I look at him and I go, like, if I was a little demon on his ear, I would go, you could not have picked the wrong answer.
Yeah.
A more wrong answer.
Take that back.
Like, that's actually, like, there was, again, for the fourth time, just in this post game, there was 37,000 answers and you picked the wrong one.
You know what I say on that? When you say it takes time, right? Mm-hmm. You tell me you're trying to get your players to be urgent. Mm-hmm. Your fans are trying to get you to be urgent. Mm-hmm. Are your players not urgent because you're giving them the time speech, the process speech? And maybe you're being too, like I said, I keep coming back to, okay, y'all shoot better. Mm-hmm. You move better on defense, but you don't have extended focus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know it's easy to say everything looks terrible. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, everything doesn't look terrible, but it's not enough. It's not enough improvement to be where you need to be. Because if you don't have the urgency with some good defense, it's going to look ugly. Your product's going to look ugly. And it looked ugly.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like seeing Tyler, right? I like seeing him roll up on guys. You can't foul. But here's the problem. I can work with that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I can work with him trying to make a play, trying to force a play.
Sure. And had you won by 12, you know, and you say, well, yeah, but there were some things there that, you know, but Louisville kind of did their thing, you know, and it was like, all right, you know, at the end of the day, then it's a different story.
When you see them get in the lane, jump, stop, kick it out. When you see them make a good play, you see them get a wide open look, right? You say, okay, that's what you want your stuff to look like, right?
Absolutely.
I watched the first half. I wasn't extremely upset in the first half because I'm like, we got a lot of good looks.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, it's a lot of good looks are still 3-pointers. Mm-hmm. They're great 3-point looks. But everyone was a jump shot, pretty much. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, this is not pros. It's not the professional, like you watch an NBA game, those are hitting.
Yeah.
You're getting those good looks, but they're hitting.
Yeah.
And it's like, coach, your motors have to get you easy buckets. Dennis Evans' motor has to get a couple tip ins. Caleb Glenn got to get a couple tip ins.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he was playing hard, so I'm gonna leave him out of this. Brandon, JJ. It's like, how you coaches give you the speech, like you don't need to have size to be able to rebound better than that.
Yeah.
And you have size. You don't get tip outs.
No, but we've watched many of a Louisville team be. I don't mind close exhibition games.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched a lot of close exhibition games with a Hall of Famer. Like that happens.
Yeah.
But I also watched down the stretch. I watched those guys go, yeah, they're just better. And I was mad afterwards, and I was like, well, you only won that game because you're just better.
Right.
And it's like, but the problem is, I've watched 2 and 2 seasons where D2 teams that you just can't lose to. You just didn't beat because you were better. Because apparently you wasn't. And it's a hard sell to look people in the eye genuinely and say, well, I mean, I think you can get it turned around. If I'm like, well, I don't know that they looked better than Kentucky Wesleyan at times. It's like, well, that's a problem.
That's when you just leave the court and say, y'all better figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, Kentucky Wesleyan just, coming off a curl screen, getting in the lane, kicking it to the corner. 3 times they did that same play in the last 4 minutes of the game. Hit two threes, and he missed the third one. Just same action. Curl screen around, get into the lane, kick it to that same corner. 3, made it, missed the second one, hit the third one.
And I will say this. I can separate good Kentucky Wesleyan plays, like any team's capable of running a couple of good sets.
Well, yeah.
But the game shouldn't be close.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, right.
Or that should cut it to 12, and we're all angry today about, we got to win by more than that.
Listen, when Curtis Williams gets backdoored on the play, right?
Mm-hmm.
I smiled. Good. You got to get that one. Trey, that play is a great setup play. Good job. You got me, two older guys running a good backdoor play. Those can happen. But like you said, when you see late game, they end up getting a wide open layup in the middle with miscommunication. It's like, yeah, there's no urgency.
Yeah.
And it's like, coach, that's gonna go right at your head. Right there.
Yeah.
And I hope this message gets there,
Well, they better.
Hold on, let's get to the phone lines real quick. Lawrence, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Hey, Marcus. Hey, Steve.
What's going on?
I didn't see. You want to know what I didn't see last night? I didn't see any leader on this team got any other players' face talking about, come on, guys, we got to do better than this. Come on, guys, we got to rebound ball. Come on, guys, we got to get to the rim. Come on, guys, we got to take over this game. We can't lose to this team. I did not see that from any player last night. And if you're the head coach and you see your guys is not hitting jumpers and three-pointers, why did you get in their guys' faces talking about take the ball to the paint, dominate in the paint? Ain't that what the offense is supposed to be? Get the ball in the paint and dominate? And you don't get Brandon involved in the offense at all last night. You take him out every 5 minutes. That's the problem. Now you got 6 days to get ready for the first game of the season. If you got to show some type of urgency, some type of anger after that loss, because if you can't get together, like I can't defend you no more right now, because you make me look bad as trying to defend you. I got no answers no more. So Kenny, it's on you now.
Lawrence, I appreciate the call. So Lawrence wants a little more out of Brandon Huntley Hatfield.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
No, he wants our team to get Brandon more touches. Do you think he needs more touches?
No.
If I was Brandon's family, if I was his uncle, I'd say you're gonna have to go get the ball on your own sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a shot goes up every single play. you should be able to go collect some rebounds and get the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if that guy's boxing you out, he's tougher than you. He's just tougher than you. Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm not doing that branded thing right now. I'm starting with
I mean,
I'm starting with the coach urgency. And I'll say like the basketball person in me says, urgency can be the only reason I'm not as angry as you are is because I've seen practices where it's like, we all in trouble. Coaches are going crazy. I bet everybody's tight next game.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
And I'm
absolutely.
like, yeah, coach, you have to do that. Who was up next? Antonio, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Good morning, guys. It's just not the Louisville way, and it's hard to support what I saw yesterday. And I'm a diehard fan, been one my whole life, and Louisville fans are not used to effort. I'm not used to having all these big men coaches on my team, and the big men are probably the worst set of big men I've seen, even with the talent they have. They're just the worst set. I'm not sure that the apathy that's building up in the fan base that coach, I want him to, but I'm not sure he can last this season with that product. I'll hang up and listen.
Antonio, I appreciate the call. You just can't have that. You can't go up and down the court over and over again and see shots go up. And Steve, sometimes you say, okay, that's a bad bounce.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad bounce. But 3 bad bounces in a row, I don't care.
Yeah, at that point I start saying, okay, bad luck's finding you now.
Yeah. And you're accepting it.
Yeah, bad teams, like, they lose. We say it in football all the time. It's like, man, that team's pretty good. They just fumble the ball, 4 times a game. And if they just hold on, I mean, that's because then you look back and you go, man, literally 4 plays cost them the game. And it's like, or 3 plays. It's like, yeah, but they do it every game. It means they're not a good team at that. Yeah, and that's where I feel like now we get bad bounces, but then it's like the more you watch them, you're like, well, it's just kind of bad bounces because you.
Yeah, are you not used to getting the deflections?
Will bad bounces.
Adrian, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, a couple of things. I've watched, or I've listened to just about every post game conference there was since Rick Pitino, and there hasn't been one time where I've enjoyed what Kenny Payne has said. He just kind of has a way of just not making me feel better about the game. I think acknowledging clouds is loser talk. He's done it twice this year, just reflecting, and just kind of pre-gaming some excuses. And I was just hoping that maybe Cincinnati needs a basketball coach and they get to do another solid.
But yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate the call. Yeah, but like I said, appreciate the call. Okay, I never dropped him. We'll take one more before the commercial break. Doc, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
So, looking at the game last night, a couple of things were impressive to me. I agree with Tyler's aggressiveness, and he was in it all the way. When it came to that concept of talent, I think we tried to out-talent people. How many opportunities did we try to make the spectacular play on fast breaks, lobs for dunks instead of passes for layups? How many times did we try to put like French pastry on inside moves instead of going strong to the basket and trying to get fouled? By our, most talented players trying to show just how talented they were instead of meat and potatoes basketball. How many times when the shot went up, did guys assume it was going in and start retreating to get back on defense instead of going to the offensive boards? And then when it counted, how many times did these little guys from Kentucky Wesleyan actually box out the few times people looked like they might try to get to the boards? Brandon or BHH, I think BHH is actually, bless his heart, because he just cannot operate on the floor without looking over his shoulder, wondering when he's going to get pulled for not being able to work hard down in the low post, not defending on a perimeter, not going to the boards, not doing all the things that we expect somebody with his size to be able to do. The fact that we can do things in practice against each other, and the fact that when we play against Kentucky Wesleyan, they can push Dennis right off the court so he doesn't have a chance to do anything, means that when Dennis can do it in practice, we're just not a tough team. Our interior players aren't physical like other teams are. And, in spite of the things that KP tells them about playing desperately, they just don't.
Well, Doc, I appreciate the call. That's not going to work, though. Let me ask you this real quick, Steve, before I hit the commercial break.
Okay.
2-on-1, 3-on-2. Watch Curtis run to the corner. Right? Are you okay with that?
I mean,
because listen, I got a purist in me.
Yeah, I know.
It goes 2-on-1. You make a bounce pass, you get the layup.
I can do the
new age analytics.
Yeah, like one guy goes to the corner, then I've got an op.
So you get the.
I'm with you. I like saying, okay, no, let's bring two dive into the basket. Let's make them pick.
Yeah.
Let me make a play
at the rim.
I think that one's one. I have a lot of complaints. That one's one I just kind of file under like. That's basketball.
Yeah,
now,
I was kind of just struggling with that play because I'm like,
thanks, Steph.
Look, I have 6'7" Curtis Williams Jr. I have Trey White dribbling the ball towards the basket, and Curtis Williams Jr. goes to the corner, and I'm like, I don't think I can ever deal with that. I'll tell you what, we got to take a commercial break to stay on time.
We'll
quick commercial break. We'll hit the phone lines when we get back. 939 The Ville.
Lanning Paints is truly Louisville's hometown paint manufacturer. We create architectural coatings for homes and ship our industrial and commercial products across the United States and even across the world. I am Aaron Lanning, and I am lucky enough to work alongside my father, Nick, who is our chemist and brainchild for our local brand. He is working daily to formulate finishes and coatings that will beautify your interior walls, basement and garage floors, driveways, fences, siding, brick, and more. Visit LanningPaint.com to learn more about us or call us at 245-0630 to reach our Middletown location or 612-2138 for Dixie Highway, where we proudly offer a full array of Benjamin Moore products. Lanning Paints, painting the USA from Louisville, Kentucky since 1983.
Commonwealth Credit Union's holiday celebration is back. You can earn 3 points on every dollar you spend when you use My Card to fill up your sleigh. Plus, use your credit or debit card with your mobile wallet for your chance to win $500. There's a new winner every week. Non-purchase entries are available and have an equal chance of winning. Visit ccuky.org/win500 to learn more. But hurry, this celebration ends December 31st. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently. Insured by NCUA. No purchase necessary. Call 1-800-228-6420 for details. Excludes business accounts.
Genesis Diamond's biggest and last sale of the year is coming November 10th, 11th, and 12th. It's an extraordinary event with savings of 20, 30, up to 35% store-wide. Rings, earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets. Nothing's held back for this once-a-year, 3-day store-wide sale. Acclaimed designers will be flying in with expanded collections and special pricing. Plus, get 0% interest financing. Luxury pre-owned Rolexes are also included. Lab-grown diamonds, too. Discounts up to 35%. Genesis Diamonds, November 10th through 12th only in Shelbyville Road Plaza. When Genesis Diamonds has a sale, you know it's the real deal, and it's happening November 10th through 12th, our final store-wide sale of the year with deep discounts up to 35% off. This is the big one, the one where they break all the rules. Plus, Genesis selection is nearly double, with designers flying in their entire collections, all on sale. This is the last and best jewelry buying opportunity of the year. Luxury pre-owned Rolexes included. Lab-grown diamonds on sale too. Save up to 35% and get 0 interest financing. November 10th through 12th at Genesis Diamonds at Shelbyville Road Plaza.
At Preston Green, we want to help create your dream backyard. Preston Green wants to assist and help build your outdoor entertainment spaces for design-savvy homeowners. Enjoy lounging outdoors while watching the big game. Add a bar, pond, outdoor kitchen, grill, fireplace, and Preston Green can build net zero energy green homes and swimming pools. From design to completion, Preston Green's expert team can do it all. In business since 1978. Get your free quote today. Create your dreams with Preston Green. PrestonGreen.net.
Looking for new flooring to enjoy your home more and increase your home value? Corfage Floor Covering has you covered with in-stock inventory and installers who do quality work. We'll come to you, bring samples, and find a product that fits your needs and budget. Call me on my cell phone, 643-6111. That's 643-6111. I don't want you to be okay with your floor. I want you to love it.
Trust is a big deal, especially when it comes to your health. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're a man suffering with erectile dysfunction, low testosterone, or other male sexual health issues, there's no place better for you to get treated than Tri-State Men's Health. Men trust us because experience and expertise matter. Promenic Partner Practices have treated tens of thousands of men across the nation over the past decade. Our ED treatments are highly effective with success rates well over 90%, and we offer a full range of treatment options that could have you performing like you haven't in years. Plus, if you're like most guys, the low T and growth hormone treatments we offer will give you better sleep, increased energy, improved gains in the gym, and a higher sex drive. This could really change your life. So call us first. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Hey, Cards fans, get your L's up. Liquor Barn has everything you need for this week's tailgate and game watch parties as the Cardinals host Virginia Tech. Louisville try to get the W versus the Gobblers from Blacksburg, and you can always win when you order delivery from Liquor Barn. To place an order for pickup or delivery, download the Liquor Barn app, visit liquorbarn.com, or just call your local Liquor Barn store. Shop Kentucky's favorite spirits, wine, and beer store online, and you'll have more time for the Cards. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life. Go Cards! Beat the Hokies.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe every sport should be epic. Every touchdown, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a 99-yard pass to score a touchdown or a fumble in the first minute of the game. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 18 and over only. Must be physically located in Kentucky. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
You can give it to your girl, or share with a squirrel. Buy my cake, a 40 face. LA, the soft drink of tomorrow. LA, a new kind of day. LA, the soft drink of tomorrow. LA, is from another place. Crisp, clean, LA.
At Preston Green, we want to make your yard the talk of the neighborhood. Since 1978, no one has worked harder to keep selection and quality up and prices down. From patio pots to hanging baskets to the healthiest fresh annuals, perennials to unmatched expert advice. Come to Preston Green at 10613 Preston Highway and let your yard come alive and be the talk of the street. Serving the Louisville metro area since 1978. PrestonGreen.net. Create your dreams with Preston Green.
Grab up next.
Jay,
thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What up, man?
Yeah, man, I went to the game last night. You know, it's like everybody else. You know, didn't like what I saw. But one thing is kind of puzzling. It's kind of like, what if they're not trying to score in transition, like what are they running? Because it's like it seems to be consistent now where even like say with last year, like where the big men are not really getting the ball. You know, Sky Clark had a great offensive game. I think he had like 24 and 7, but he had 1 assist, and he's supposed to be, you know, a pass first type, you know, guard itself. And it's almost like Huntley Hatfield has got to the point to where he almost looks like a walk-on from being a top, you know, 15 player. And I don't know, it just seems like, I don't know, whatever it is that they're running, it seems like it's kind of taking the, you know, big almost out of it. I mean, and it's starting to be, it seems like it's repetitive almost. Like I like the effort that Trey White gave, and you know, even Mike James, and then even really with Sky Clark, because I mean, Sky Clark almost hit that, you know, heave at the end, but it was just one of them things where I just don't think that what they're doing is going to equate to a lot of wins. I wouldn't even say a lot. I mean, I was hopeful for, you know, 15 plus wins, but just going through the schedule, you know, we was getting backdoor the game yesterday with Kentucky Wesleyan, no different than it was with last year with Bellarmine. And so Bellarmine is going to be a lot more strategic team than even Kentucky Wesleyan. So, like, who's to even think that we're going to beat them? It just looks like it's a better coached product every time out, almost.
Yeah, Jay,
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, appreciate the call. I think they don't trust Brandon. They don't trust passing the ball to Brandon and post. You think that?
Probably, but I mean,
okay. So if you're coaching, would you say you got to keep giving the ball when you post
play
up?
somebody else,
or play somebody else?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Or you can tell him. I mean, I watched Chris Mack emasculate Stephen Enoch in front of a hole for not doing what he wanted him to do. So you can
emasculate Brandon.
yeah. Or whoever's not passing him the ball. If you want him to have the ball.
Yeah, and I'm just asking Steve, if Trey White has the ball and Brandon's calling for it, would you rather say get out the way, Brandon?
Well, if it's me, I mean, I can't really answer that. I would say I would have to answer it this way. Kenny Payne says he wants paint touches.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, yeah, I would say give him the ball. Like, you know, scream it. Let everybody in the center hear it.
Right. And paint touch doesn't mean get your foot in the paint.
Yeah, and then pass it.
Yeah. It's like y'all get too caught up in that sometimes. There was the Brandon question. Oh, Steve, I've never been more disappointed in a fresh face than I was when I saw Trey White get that ball transition 1-on-1.
Oh man, the one that went off
the bottom of the backboard. I was just like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I know.
When I saw that play, I was just like, Coach,
it can't be that.
Just anything. I mean, was he trying to get the foul in the and one?
Probably. That's not the way it went.
Is that Willie or Wally? Willie, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Good morning, gentlemen. I agree with Steve with the paint touches. Give him the ball. I mean, we want paint touches. Give him the ball. But my thing was last night when I watched the game was our bigs are not being aggressive to post up. But when they are in the position of posting up, we can't even make a simple pass into the post. So I don't understand that. And I guess my other thing is, though, with this team is, you know, what I've seen in seasons past, I've seen assistant coaches, you know, show some emotion, show some assertive and make a mistake. And I've in the beginning of the second season, I still do not see that. And I'm just curious why that is. So I still have hope and optimism for this team this upcoming year, but last night didn't really show that for me. But I'll hang up and listen. Thank you, guys.
Willie, I appreciate the call. Willie, that's about right. Like,
It does seem like there's a lot going on over there.
With the assistant, I think Nolan is.
Yeah,
I think Nolan's probably.
agree. I agree with that. For the most
I do
part,
think
but-
Nolan's kind of D coordinator.
Yeah.
Looks like he's the most active on the defense
Yeah.
coordinator. And here's the thing: I don't blame people for saying, "Hey, that performance right there does not give me confidence."
Oh,
you know,
God,
so it's not like you're not like giving up on them, or I mean, listen, some people are, whatever, but I just think the average fan, the Middle Earth fan, just says, "Hey, that was really bad. If it continues, like it can't continue like that."
No, I don't
That's
feel
that's
bad.
an unacceptable effort.
I've said it before, or I said it in the break to you. I don't feel bad saying I really don't have confidence they start the season with very many wins, 3-0, and against. I'm not even forget the Empire Classic. I'm in the first 3 games. If they win them all and go in, hey, I'll be as happy as anybody.
Right.
But right now, I have no confidence that they win more than one of them games.
Kendra, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Hey, Marcus. I was just wanting to say that I just find it so curiously odd as to how our program, can go on a streak of getting student athletes in here to play basketball, and we're still talking about effort. Like, I'm so over not having effort and that being a red herring and passing. And to me, that's fundamental. To me, you come with effort. That's in you. You're on a D1 scholarship. And to be looking like they look and it's a continuation from Mac, Withers dribbling off his foot, all that, Sidney Curry the whole thing. It's like one big long continuation. Like, how does one school get that roster year after year without any? On paper, it looked like we were going to be better, going, this season. And there's still hope, I get it. But after last night, it's hard to see it when they just don't look fundamentally sound, or they didn't last night. There's just so many red flags. And you would think with the better, I guess, better talent on the court, that they wouldn't be that far off from where we want them to be. It's one of those things where you thought maybe by February, March, they'll be ready to go for it. But it's looking like they're at square one. You know what I mean? And I wish him well. I want Kenny to succeed, but just like in any other thing, it starts from the top. Leadership starts from the top, and you have to own it. And they are a reflection of him.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. It's not. I'm not calling for his head. I'm not, saying get rid of him today. But they are a direct reflection of him. This is his roster now. Everybody's pretty much gone from the last one, and they look. When I can equate, or when I can compare the decline of Brandon Huntley Hatfield to like a Sidney Curry, like apathetic. No, you know what I mean. That's a cross tabulation. That's carrying over. So that's a sign to me that something internally, it's the system, the coaching, something is going on. So I want them to see. Gosh, I don't want to go through another. Nobody does another season like last year. But last night just didn't put me in a good mind frame to think it's going to be too much better. Going into it, I thought we had a shot at March Madness, but that performance last night, it just set me back to square one, really.
Yeah. No, listen, I appreciate the call. Any conversation about the effort is valid conversation. And I won't say it. Intensity is probably a better word. Like you can run hard, or you can run desperate. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Like anybody who's ever seen it, you see the ball on the floor. You see the dive on the floor, like a desperate dive versus a get on the floor for the coaches, absolutely. Get on the floor for the fans. That's where we're not connecting.
Yeah, I do agree with that. And
I mean, a loose ball late in the game. There was such a heavier scrap for that ball in the last couple seconds of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where you're like, how hard was Sky Clark attacking? He attacked with purpose late in the game.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and that's why we go back to I look at you, coach, and I say they should be, I keep using the word scared, but have enough reverent fear of you that it's like, you do this.
Yeah.
He's going to pull you.
Urgency.
Yeah. Like,
urgency. Oh, what's that one?
Looks like Janky.
Fire away, my man.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What up, buddy?
So, man, last night, coming off of what happened, Friday, right? Kenny Payne has his press conference. He comments and he makes a point in this press conference that all of these NBA people are coming in and out of practice, telling him how disciplined his team is. Like, you can't do that, and then last night can't happen, right? Like that, those things don't work well together. It's a bad look, and so to me, right? Like, I'm coming from discipline. Like, I retired from the Army. I'm not saying that they need to be disciplined in the way we were disciplined, but the team has to look like it's going to function together and consistently, right? That's discipline. Discipline is consistency. And just not seeing that is frustrating. And then, having some of these talented guys, having Trey Wright, having Sky Clark, and there are other guys but I think those two might have the most potential in what I'm about to say. One of them has to step up and be like, we're not losing this game. And I swear to God, if I have to be the person that wins the game, that's what's going to happen. Like, somebody has to do that at that point when we get down to the end and it's crunch time, because you can't walk away. You said it's a little different. Maybe we think about it differently if we lose or if we win by 12. Maybe we're sitting here talking about it like, well, oh my God, we only won by 12 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, a win's a win. You can't.
Oh, sure.
You can't walk away from that with a loss and looking to be kind of at points out-coached. And I'm not saying that the Wesleyan guy is not a good coach, but he shouldn't be able to compete with our guy. And their athletes shouldn't be able to compete with our athletes. We should be able to.
You're off. What? All right. You're back on 3, 2, 1.
Right. We shouldn't just out-talent the University of Kentucky. That's probably true. We should absolutely out-talent the University of Kentucky Wesleyan University. That shouldn't be a question.
Yeah. No, I agree, man.
Appreciate it. I think we're all saying the same thing. You better play us out, Nikki. I know we're running.
Nice to see the
way over.
Didn't see
No, listen. Again, knowing that a big disappointment from last night was just the intensity, like consistent intensity. Is like, okay, I think we're all saying the same thing. Like, I didn't, hey, your guy got to the basket on you, Sky. Hey, you're not gonna make any money playing like that. We're not gonna win any games. If I can get you, like, you're gonna get exposed.
I know,
for not being able to. But again, you go back to coach.
Yeah, because listen, October 30th, 2017 was the last time we played Kentucky Wesleyan with the David Padgett coach team. Talent-wise, we got about as much talent as that team had. And we beat them by 30 some that night, just because he was just better.
Yeah, you should have. And you should have here. Yeah, you should have here.
Can I get a DraftKings for money?
No.
Or I can go fuck myself.
Or you can go to break.
I can't find it fast enough. That's why I said that. We'll get you together. I can't get it fast enough.
Not today, Nick. All right.
Sorry, Nick. You were gone so long, I was getting ready to do it.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's play. I like that. Well, you left, so we didn't know we had to do anything. So sorry.
You have the capable hands of Tanner Brudemesso.
Roll along, 939 DeVille.
Hang tight through the commercial, guys. We got a full thing of callers.
Oh, yeah. We'll keep taking calls.
I don't want them to leave.
Yeah, I'll keep punching myself in the groin.
Kinky.
Okay.
Louisville, you've seen prices rise from the dinner table to the pump, but your local Allstate agent, Juan Gomez, is seeing ways to save you money on insurance. From starting a new policy to bundling coverage or even driving safely, the Gomez Insurance Agency knows how to maximize your savings. Contact them today at GomezInsuranceAgency.com to see how you can start saving with Allstate. That's GOMES InsuranceAgency.com. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Just because fall has arrived doesn't mean your air conditioning unit is in the clear. With some hot days still ahead, if your AC unit is limping to the finish line, it might be time to call DFH about a new Train comfort system. Right now from DFH, get 18-month special financing on a qualifying Train system. It's hard to stop a Train, and it's hard to not call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using code NICKYV and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and the best daily promotions in the business. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. Place your money line, prop, and parlay bets with the king of sportsbooks today. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 plus to wager. Kentucky only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. Bonus bets expire 7 days from issuance. BetMGM's license is pending with the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold crab, tap, can, or bottled beer? 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
When it's time to replace your heating and air system, we know people want options. That's why you'll always get a free second opinion with BJ Heating and Cooling. Plus, for a limited time, get up to $750 off a new Bryant system.
All the experts you can trust at BJ Heating and Cooling.
Looking for extra cash this holiday season? You can make competitive pay as a day shift warehouse worker at UPS Worldport right here in Louisville. Learn more and apply today at upsjobsky.com. That's upsjobsky.com.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming. And whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
You've got ants inside the house, mosquitoes outside the house, moles burrowing in your lawn, and termites eating your house from inside out. You're completely surrounded. Luckily, OPC Pest Services has a 4 seasons program that can help. OPC has been providing quality pest services since 1972. Protect your home and property and call OPC Pest Services for a free estimate at 969-9635 or visit opcpest.com. Again, that's 969-9635 or visit opcpest.com.
Hey, Cards fans, do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
Folks, I want to remind you about FanDuel. Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sport.
All right, guys, you good here in 30?
$150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and much more. So visit FanDuel.com/biscuit and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. Must be 21 and over and present in Kentucky. First online and real money wager only. $5 pregame moneyline wager required. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Looking for extra cash this holiday season? You can make competitive pay as a day shift warehouse worker at UPS Worldport right here in Louisville. Learn more and apply today at upsjobsky.com. That's upsjobsky.com.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What up, man?
Oh man, Hatfield, he's gonna have to come off the bench. He doesn't have a motor, and I know you guys said he's not getting the ball, they're not feeding him. But when you're that big, you can get rebounds and put it back in. You can get yours when you play in the paint. He has to learn that, and I think Kenny Payne needs to teach him a lesson and let him come in off the bench. Maybe to put a little fire up under him. I would put Glenn in because he has a motor. He comes to play. He reminds me a lot of Winston Bennett. He's a banger. And he's going to let the opposing team know that I'm here to play and I'm not going to back down. We need to be tougher in the paint. I like Tyler Johnson. Once he learns to play defense, turning the player, he's going to be a problem. And I would like to see him and Clark play more together because Clark, he's a point guard, but he has a scorer's mentality. So I think that would pick up our offense. And White, it seems like you said, Marcus, on the fast break, he was thinking. You know, he needs to let the game come to him a little more, and maybe give it up, let the point guard give it to him on the break, come off the wing. There's nothing wrong with him playing, 16 feet in, going to the hole. But when you're doing too much dribbling, they collapse on you. And I think it's going to be a little bit of time, maybe like 10 games in, and we'll see what kind of team we have. But I'm still going to ride with KP. But I think it's time that, he needs to buckle down and become more of a coach than a friend with these guys, because it seems like he's letting them do what they want to do, but sometimes you got to let them know, this is what I want out of you, and it's what I expect out of you. And JJ, JJ's JJ. He's just going to have to come off the bench. I mean, when you get beat on backdoor cuts like that, and it's the same thing he was doing last year, no, we can't have that. But I'm listening, and, I enjoy the show, fellas. I'm here in Atlanta, but I'm from Louisville, and I'm back in the days of Crawford Gym in the summertime. So have a good day.
Appreciate that call.
For sure, man.
Listen, JJ standing up straight. I would put that in one of my categories of coach. If you can't get JJ Traynor to get down in defensive position, you know what I'm saying, then you can't play him.
Yeah.
So I'm still putting that on coach. I'm putting that on JJ. Listen, everybody who looks at basketball, who knows basketball, we say, hey, we see you standing straight up, and then somebody makes a cut. Now you're trying to get down in position. Guess what? It's too late. It's too late. If they're cutting and you're standing straight up, you're finished. The moment you stand straight up, you're done. Coach, you know that. You see it. Every single person out here has eyeballs. We see them we see the effort go up when their guy gets the ball. We heard you say you got to be in stance. But yeah, between you telling them and them actually doing it in a intense way, is where the disconnect is.
Yeah.
It gives me comfort to know that I see exactly what the problem is. Makes me comfortable because I'm like, I see it. I know you see it. Are you going to apply it? If you don't apply it, it doesn't get applied. It is what it is.
Yeah. We know where that's headed.
And we know where that's headed.
Yeah.
You know where that's headed. Nobody. Listen, anybody who supports, anybody who hates you, you all know where that's headed. If you can't get your guys to stay down in guarding positions, for extended, in intense, playing in an intense way, it's trouble. But again, I'm glad we spot the problem. Like I said, basketball is already hard when you're trying to figure out problems. But when you know what the problem is, it's like, okay, that's one comfort. Yeah. Jerry, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Yeah, real quick, Steve, I'm going to have to disagree with you. I'm going to be disagreeing with a lot of people about the talent assessment on this team. The returners, in my eyes, are nothing but mediocre at best. I'll give you a prime example. Look back at some of our really good teams. It just doesn't have to be a championship team, but take Montrezl Harrell, for instance. In the championship game against Michigan, he didn't start. He had 2 points. He's played in the NBA for 10 years. That's how far our talent's dropped off. There's not a kid on this team that could sniff the court for that team, much less start, okay? The new guys, they're vastly, vastly overrated. I don't give a damn how many stars they got. I don't care what the high school hype on them was. We got overrated guys here that are really not that good. When you're starting guys from a 4-28 team, still, it tells you all you need to know. When JJ Traynor's, I'm not trying to kill the kid. He's a local kid. I'm glad he's here, whatever. But on our good teams in the past, he doesn't get a sniff. He does not get a sniff. The staff, incompetence. No other way to put it. I put this team in the last few weeks at 11-21 plus or minus 3. I'll stick with that. I think I'm spot on, if that. And the only reason they get to 11-21 because of that cupcake schedule that Hurd lined up with Kenny to get to that spot with all these people coming in town, all these home cupcakes. There's only 2 teams out of all those cupcakes coming in that had a winning record last year. And out of those 2 teams, they returned 1 starter. So it tells me all I need to know. we're going to have no ACC road wins. I was never a fan of this hire. Okay? I'll tell you why. Zero coaching experience. He was never willing to go off of Cal's bench with the cake $900,000 a year salary and bet on himself at an OVC type school and prove that he could X and O and coach.
Yeah.
I agree. Appreciate the call.
it, man.
Yeah, that's what you get. That's the call you get.
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah,
Like I
right
said,
to
this-
feel however you want to
yeah,
feel, man.
so
I
if
mean,
you,
yeah,
you
yeah.
didn't like the hire, you see this, you say, hey, well, I knew this was gonna be how it looks. And
I really can't.
Yeah, I can't
Can't fight you.
Yeah, I say, hey, coach.
Yeah.
You know, you hear.
I thought it would work. And
Coach, I got no problem with this caller feeling like
I do disagree. I think that there is talent on the floor, and my problem is those. If you don't think there's talent, then you're saying it's not really on the coaching; it's the players. I disagree.
Yeah, I was wondering where.
Yeah,
where
I disagree.
Where he was going with that.
I do think there's talent on this team. I think there's a lot of it.
Yeah,
that's why I'm so aggravated with the coaches.
Yep. Calvin, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Yeah, I got on there fast in the mark. Hey, but listen, you know that guy that just got off the radio. We're trying not to criticize, man. We're trying to hang in there, but see, they don't know. I can't even sleep at night after watching that crap, man. I toss and turn all night trying to figure out. I watch the YouTube, watch the interviews, watch the press conferences. I just, man, I'm a Louisville fan, man. I love my Cards. This is what gets me through the winter months. I cannot take it. It's terrible, man. But how did JJ Trainer been there all of these years and not gain a pound? It looks like he's getting skinnier. He's not getting bigger, he's getting skinnier. It's crazy, man.
I'm not laughing.
Okay,
I'm not laughing at you, Calvin. I'm laughing.
I'm a real comedian. I'm a comic.
You're losing.
You're going to laugh at what I say. I'm a comic. My name is Calvin Curly Ellis. I am a comic for real.
Listen, Calvin,
listen.
you sound like me when it's like he's losing his mind. Like Calvin's going crazy, and I love it. It's like,
hey, but listen, check this out, though. If I got a kid, man, and I'm walking him across the street, so I'm holding his hand, and he snatches away from me and runs across that street, and almost gets hit, and I get across the street and I spank his butt, right? Is that because I don't love him? No, it's because I love him.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I agree.
But Kenny Payne, man, I don't know, man. Just, we love Louisville. We love Louisville. He don't understand. How is he going to say that we don't have enough talent than everybody we're going to play? We're not going to out-talent anybody. That is crazy. I mean, I don't know, man. All right, I'm off of here. Thank you for letting me talk.
Appreciate it.
I bet the rest of the Louisville fan base feels like we feel. All right.
Yeah.
Later.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate the call.
Yeah, his tone was like, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, it can't happen. Hold on. Sorry. Boom. Boom. Okay.
It's awesome.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible.
No, it's good times, man.
Jeff, one last one.
Jeff, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Oh, dang. I got on there pretty quick, man. Hey, Marcus Maven and Rummage, man, I tell you what, man. I truly respect y'all's opinion. That's the reason why I listen to y'all, man. Marcus, you was a heck of a ball player back in the day. You had your trial and errors for the years you played. And I respect everything y'all say. And I agree a lot with y'all say. But as Rummage always says, for the hell of God, I cannot do this again. I cannot do this again.
No.
I'm serious. I can't do it. The players I watched last night, a little bit of it. I mean, we got some talent on there. I mean, they ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty good talent. But that last guy who called, he's bad for players. I can't do that. I can't bash all those players, man. They got some talent. But who I can bash is that trash Kenny Payne, man. I'm serious. He needs to do something. because I don't think he's gonna make it through the season, man. I swear to God, he's not gonna make it. I don't know, man. I cannot go through another season of not watching my University of Louisville basketball team. Actually, I didn't even fill out a bracket last year. I was so upset about this. I wasn't into basketball, but this year I'm into football. Then I'm always been a football guy, but this year, I mean, it's incredible to go to that stadium and watch Bron do his thing, and then I'm turning around and trying to get hyped for this basketball season, and see Kenny Payne keep doing the same thing, and not taking the fall for this. He keeps blaming his kids, and kids out. Rick Pitino, I will say, is them boys ran through that brick wall for that kid, for that coach. He did it at UK, and I hate saying that name on the radio, but that's what he did for them kids down there. And he did it for this university down here. Them guys went through the brick wall for him. And Kenny Payne, you keep blaming his kids. He's just trash, man. Hey, look, I'll be there Saturday. We're gonna do something with Virginia Tech. So go Cards. Peace.
Appreciate the call. You got to beat Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I mean that is one part of it that I do. I'm like, hey man, I am jacked about the game. I am jacked about the rankings tonight. I mean, there is that.
Why
part
are you
of
jacked
it.
about the rankings?
Because I mean, where you start in that is a big deal. I mean, if Louisville's a top 15 team in the first playoff poll, then I go, maybe there's more ahead of me than I can dream a little bit too, and it matters for, at large bid, New Year's 6, and stuff. So, yeah, it's a big deal.
What time does that come out?
I don't know, 7:30 tonight, something like that. I have to look it up.
These are the first rankings that matter, as Drew says.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay, so what do we got coming up with the ADW situation?
Oh, man, listen, I can't believe it. Listen, this is Jeff Jarrett, dude. You know Jeff Jarrett.
King of the Mountain, baby.
Yeah.
Strut.
This is Woo. This is Jeff Jarrett, man. Yeah, this is a legend coming in. I figured you knew him. I was like, well, I know you know him, but I mean, like, yeah, I thought you'd be like, man, this is good. Tomorrow night, got AEW Dynamite, baby. Yeah.
Are you going?
Yeah.
Is it pig's butt pork?
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, we're gonna be there. So yeah, no, they'll be here tomorrow night. They're excited. We're gonna have some stuff to give away, and looking forward to being there, man. Charity's gonna be off. She's going with me.
Where are we gonna be ranked tonight?
13. Halloween 13th.
I'm okay with that.
Let's do it.
We'll take our last commercial break. 939 DeVille.
Whether you're traveling for work or play, it's easier and cheaper than ever to fly Louisville.